This is my little baby sis, and she helps me out with different things. She is helping me out with this crochet project. A gal got hold of me and she wanted to know if she sent me a pattern, could we do a video, because she couldn't read it. And tell them why she couldn't read it.
Well, it's written very strange according to the recent patterns now. It's got old language in it, and it's hard to understand.
Okay, so you've rewritten it to make it easier, and Jackie has helped me out in different projects in the past. She's the one that came up with one of the favorite ideas that I have on my YouTube, and that is the one to turn our mother's jewelry into Christmas ornaments. People are loving that. So this is the one that did that. So Jackie is going to crochet this pattern, and so I'm going to move the camera so that we can get an angle of how it's going to look. I tried the pattern, and I did this in, is this number 3?
Yeah.
Thread. Okay. Number 3 thread, and I don't get along. And then Jackie did, what's that one?
Number 5.
Number 5. And this is metallic. And what about the cotton, Jackie? They have to be starched. And they used to use sugar water. And now we have stiffy. So do you think that it should be principally cotton thread or yarn?
Yes.
So it will starch?
Yeah. The acrylics won't starch well.
Okay. So, I mean, these used to keep their shape for months on end, didn't they?
Yep.
This one hasn't been starched. This one has not either.
You want to tell them how you made the...
Oh. Okay. When I was working on that, I decided I needed some kind of form to see what it would look like. So I took a piece of wire, you can use coat hanger wire, and wrapped it with tin foil. And then one of my favorite things is duct tape. So made this model shoe so we can see how the thing's going to look. So
you can form it on there when you're letting it dry with the starch.
So we're going to get started, and tell them where you're going to start on the pattern, Jackie.
You start at the heel, the very bottom of the heel.
Okay.
Okay, you start at the heel. Now we're using number 4 size regular worsted weight cotton yarn so that you can actually see it better. The small stuff doesn't show up that well for a demonstration. I did do one in that, and didn't turn out too bad, really.
No, it didn't. So this is cotton too?
This is cotton.
So actually this could be starched too?
It could be starched and used just like the smaller ones.
Okay.
It definitely needs to be starched. It won't even stand up. But you start with your yarn on the hook and chain 3. And then 9 double crochets in the 3rd chain from the hook. Whoops.
I didn't love that when I was making that.
Well, the cotton yarn doesn't seem to slide on the hook as well as the acrylic does. I lost count. Go back and count these. And your chain 3 also counts as one of your double crochets when you're finished, but you have to add 9 full double crochets with that.
So that would count as 10 double crochets.
Yes, and that's what we have. You join it at the top of your starting chain, and that is the heel, the bottom. Then you chain 4, because the 3 chains make a double crochet, and then you need an extra chain for, you're going to do double crochets and chains. It's double crochet in the next double crochet and chain 1, and that's all the way around.
Into the top of each double crochet.
In the top of each double crochet, you end up with 10 double crochets and 10 chain spaces. And I always like to count at the end, because I think I did an extra one right there. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah. 10 double crochets, 10 chain 1 spaces, and then you join in the 3rd space of your chain. And that's, like I said, 10 double crochets, 10 chain 1 spaces, and this time you chain 4.
This is your 3rd round, right?
Third round, double crochet in the first chain space and chain 1. And double crochet in all the chain spaces around. So it's double crochet, chain 1 in the chain 1 spaces from the previous round.
Want to show us? Want to open it up and show that?
See, we went in the double crochets on the last round. This round we're going in the chain 1 spaces.
Okay. So it's really kind of a simple pattern.
Yeah. Once you understand what they're trying to tell you in the pattern. It's easy to forget that chain 1 too if you're not careful. And join in the 3rd space of the beginning chain. Now you can see that heel starting to form as we're coming up. And then round 4, you chain 4. Double crochet in the first chain 1 space. chain 1, double crochet in the next chain 1 space, and repeat around 9 times. It's windy today. You can probably hear my wind chimes.
I do, but they sound pretty.
One more chain 1 space to fill. Join in the 3rd stitch of your beginning chain, and heels coming up. Round 5. These rounds all pretty much the same, just a different count on each one. You chain 4, double crochet in the first chain 1 space, and chain 1, and then follow that around again. Double crochet, chain 1 in your spaces. What this is doing is bringing the heel up, and each row enlarges it just a little bit. Join in the 3rd space of the beginning chain. And it's about finished with the heel here. That would be 12 double crochets altogether. Round 6, chain 4, double crochet in the first chain 1 space, and chain 1, follow that, repeat around. And join in the 3rd chain space of the beginning chain. And that should be 13 double crochets. Yep, 13. to round 7. This changes a little bit. You chain 4, double crochet in the first, chain 1 space, chain 1, and repeat around once. Chain 1, then you double crochet in the next chain space, chain 2, double crochet in the next chain space, and repeat 9 times.
So they've added an extra chain in those.
Starting to shape it up to make the heel or the sole.
Is this your final round on the heel?
I think so.
Well, then you can show then how that's increased.
I'm hoping the way I wrote this pattern that it makes it easier to understand. Join in the 3rd chain stitch of the beginning chain. And sometimes that's easier said than done.
That's because the camera's on.
Okay, now we're going to start on the sole.
Okay, can you show how that's increased with the heel for the base of the sole? For the rest of the shoe?
You see how this is the heel and your sole is going to start coming out this way.
Okay.
Like there's the heel, and this, you got to make this sole down this way.
How was that again?
With your heel, then the sole comes out and down.
Okay.
This way.
That was kind of confusing. First started looking at the pattern.
So that's the last row on the heel. For the first row on the sole, you chain 5.